Alright, so today I'm just going to do a video on how to do a plastron session. Plastron sessions are stolen from Olympic fencing and classical fencing. And we apply it to HEMA because we're still doing the same hobby as much as people don't want to admit it. Now, these kinds of coaching sessions are incredibly overpowered for learning a lot of the parts of fencing that if you just keep running at each other like you're crushing two M&Ms against each other, it doesn't work out these parts that only happen from experience. There is an amount of love, an amount of care that needs to occur for you to learn these things. There's a lot of stuff in books that your first 200, 300, 400 repetitions of doing it against someone trying to hit you is fucking terrifying, and it doesn't feel real. These things, you don't develop them by going hard at fencing and figuring it out, because you'd need to trust it that many times and fuck it up so many times. It doesn't feel any different when you fuck these things up for a long time. You can take thousands of reps. Now this will be looking at predominantly thrusts, mostly because they're the harder thing to do, and a lot of the magic happens with the thrust of a sword. If you're too busy working at your fencing in such aggressive and mean ways, if your coach is mean, if you fence your coach and they hit you a lot, and you don't get to hit coach much, you don't really learn how to beat someone. You don't learn how to make the sword touch someone. That's really... what the fuck are you learning? The joke way of noticing how some people can get very flighty or very finicky, and they get quite desperate in their interactions. It happens from the funny way of putting it is that they're touch starved and they're not used to actually making the sword hit someone. There's a whole heap of fencing. There's a whole plethora of interactions that we can celebrate and explore and utilize when you're not so fucking desperate to make the damn sword touch something that is an air, metal, or your training bag. So the goal is the goal for learning this kind of coaching and to learn from this kind of coaching is to develop out of fencing that is socially and emotionally the same as talking to an incel at a bar. Ideally, we can progress through these things and get past these stages, because people get so hung up on the fact that maybe 5 to 10 times a week their stick hits someone, which gives them the dopamine of, ha, I touched them with sword. When so many beautiful things in fencing will only work when you have hundreds upon hundreds of reps where the touching someone at all isn't your highest goal, and we're above that. And then touching someone is no longer, God yeah, I fucking hit someone, dopamine. It's like, alright, how did I do that? How do I do that better, calmer, with more control, with less variance, lesser Hail Mary, hope for the dream? And how do we do it doing viciously evil and magical interactions that melt people's brains? And after a while, you get so far from general population or general ability that it's no longer like, wow, I want to be that good when I grow up. It's, I can't perceive how to become that good anymore. Ideally. So I'm going to borrow my friend Simon. Can I borrow you? Simon's... Shut up! Simon's going to do a Plastron session. I'm going to show it at its most basic to begin with. This is really important. You don't graduate out of the most basic interactions of Plastron. You just don't graduate out of it. You add more complicated after a while. Maybe you do a 15-minute session, and that's where you start to add extra bits at around the 5 to 7 minute mark. But your first few minutes is getting rid of the novelty of touching someone at the correct tempo. So what that will look like, and I will break after I do a handful, is the following. Alright, yeah, I haven't done a session. Cool. So, what I need you to first do is just reach your arm out, and can I just get you to touch my chest? Cool. Yeah, let's have that body awake, arm forward. Yeah, let's get some reach in there. Cool, and we go from the shoulder, not the eyeball. See how that digs into me, where here, it actually separates out a little. For Plastron, you're going to be touching your shooting sword a lot to put it in the right fucking place. Can I get you to get a fencing position? Yeah, perfect. Now let's do that reach again without wrecking your position. Cool, this is the closest I need to be for you to touch. So get to your fencing stance or where you like to sit your sword, touch. Cool. See how you went in and touched? Reach first. Yeah. Add the extra if you don't reach. Touch. Cool. If you come up like this, it will lose reach. So the least amount of that as you can, and it will touch. Oh, look at that. Back. Touch. Cool. When I lift my hand or I lift my sword, you're gonna touch. Cool. Haha, good. Don't predict it. Yeah, watch, use your eyes, use your goddamn eyes. Wait, when I move, do it. Yeah. You were very polite, you didn't want to jab me hard. You're so polite. Flexible swords. Little fuck's my shit. Flexible swords are really important so that as the coach, you don't get pockmarked and beat to shit. A more built up jacket. If you actually look at Simon's jacket, that's my old jacket that I used to coach in. I'm just kind of more comfortable getting stabbed with a lighter jacket, and if I do more than one session in a day, I wear that jacket. Touch. Oh. Touch. Oh. Don't avoid my sword. Just go through it. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. Touch. So I'm going to float that in then here. I want you to reach. Touch. Good. Haha, good. 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 If you get to here, now, here's your fencing position. It's good. Reach. Now you know you're not going to reach this. Go into every single rep, checking if you will this time, then go, fuck, my arm isn't long enough, then add the next steps. That's so important. Don't make predictions, only look. Touch. Yeah, good. Back and back and back. Ready, 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 ready. Touch. Oh. Touch. Every time you reset, have it pointed at you. There we go. Go. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. Touch. Touch. Now that was fucking cool. That is a perfect counter thrust into my cup. It is a little spooky, hey? You have to trust that it's going to work. Position. Good. Make sure you aim. One of the hardest things to get your shooting to do is to look at the fucking target and hit the fucking target. And I say it quite crassly because it is quite funny. And you should laugh at that interaction. Don't be mean. Beautiful. Fencing position, fencing position. Don't start from here. Fence me. Have your hand a bit lower. Just your hand. Yeah. I'm going to start throwing some thrusts at this opening. Now, if your hand is nice and low, it has to go forward. If there is any lateral interaction, or any unwanted lateral interaction, or initial lateral, you're going to miss your thrust. Your thrust is primary to this. I'm not going to thrust if your guard is in my way, though. Yeah. Woohoo! Almost. There was a bit of parry and then in, hey? Better. That's why you tried to jam it through. Fun. Woo! Hit these. These are nicer for me. Let there be more flex. Good. Bit spookier. Good. Good. Wait. Touch. Good. Back. Touch sword. Hand down. You're going to use the leg. You're going to use the feeling of a commitment to counter-attack. The second my hand commits, you're going to go, fuck you. Good. Good. You're allowed to hit my mask. You're so polite. Good. Yeah, you have to. I'm going to limit your choices to make sure you hit my mask. Oh, you're so polite. See how that one was a lock and then a finish? Yeah. Yeah.
It was felt in the sword first.
Woo! Nice. Yeah. This is where Cavazzionis and then disengaged thrusts live. If I constrain the sword, he needs to... Oh, you're pushing my sword over here. I'm just going to attack from there. And it will feel different to, oh, go here, then attack. Because that's two-tempo action. Oh, look at that. Good. If my sword is still quite low, take a low line covering shot. Not a parry shot, just a shot that covers that. Oh, look at that. You're an animal. Touch. Get your position. Good. Touch. Good. Touch. Don't step and reach and step. Touch. 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 Good. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. 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 Yeah, at the moment you're doing a really cool thing. You're sticking your landing and you're holding here. I want you to do that for the moment it has to and move on straight away. It's very important. So touch. Already, yeah. If you do that and keep the contact, that's cool. If you also hold your sword, if you end up here, and you fuck off with the sword, something along those lines. You get more pedantic depending on your system and what you're training. Touch. Yeah. Don't let it hit afterwards. Good. Touch. Oh, look at that! Yeah! You don't need to do repeated attack. You can do controls and everything if you like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Touch. Good. Touch. 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 Not a 1, 2, but a 1. I leave like that, shoot down my straight. Yeah. Try not to shoot me, but just push through that space. It's quite swift. Right? The second I'm leaving and going to that side, it's fuck. I need to eat that now. Oh, I love it. Good. Good. Oh, look at that. You had time to mutate because you were coming up. You had a parry. You would have stuck here for the tempo and then that would have hit. That was one. It's just one. Almost. Woo! That was cool. Yeah. Step in. Yeah, aim. Right? So, we're going to come back over here. I'm going to bring you over. What were some of the things that you felt while doing that? That was a good nearly 10 minutes.
Still feeling lots of steps, I think. So just being able to shave and find efficiency of movement. I don't know, it's a big journey, right? Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Simon's going to be able to look at this in years' time and giggle because that was his first Plastron session. Trivializing the touch, making it like cool. The touch isn't actually so fucking important. Doing beautiful and cool fencing is. Now, if you forget to touch, and if you forget people are trying to touch you, then you do beautiful and cool fencing that doesn't get you out of pools. And that sounds like a funky fresh hell that I refuse to subject myself to. The goals of doing beautiful, amazing fencing and the kind of stuff that melts people's brains and feels alien and magical should also be getting you medals. And if someone goes, oh, no, I'm on my own journey, power to them. You need friends like this, and you need to be this friend for your friends. So give each other Plastron sessions. Don't be mean. Don't be bullying your training partners. Unless they're assholes and you need to like kick them out of the club slowly. I don't know, then be an asshole. But we should care and let our friends practice winning. Those who have practiced winning get to know what it feels like to win. And when they do that to people who have no experience overcoming the problem, have no experience doing well, they get to drown them. And they go, whoa, you're nowhere near as stressed as me. It's like, yeah, because I've actually hit someone with a sword a few times. Fuck. You will feel certain thrusts and a lot of abusive geometry interactions, they're going to be quite terrifying for a while. They're going to be kind of terrifying doing them in Plastron. Getting your order of actions correct through Plastron. If it's too easy for you or your coach or anyone to just fucking shit through what you're doing, you need to review your order of actions. You need to look at the damn books and do what the book says. Yeah. A lot of Buddhas on that path to enlightenment that you should go kill. Hopefully this example helps people train kinder, train better, and do cooler shit. I don't get to see these interactions in people's comp fencing outside of a handful of people, and it shouldn't be gatekept to the people who are holding these magic tricks behind. Yeah, go fucking fence, eh?